Welcome back to Coin Explorer, and today's video begins with a number that instantly grabs attention: $93,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. In extremely rare and fully authenticated situations, a 2020 Roosevelt Dime has been connected to valuations reaching as high as $93,000. This isn't a typical sale, and it's not something you'll find in everyday pocket change. These are exceptional, high-level cases involving rare mint errors, unique strikes, or perfect grades that collectors aggressively compete for. And in this video, I'll explain exactly how that happens, clearly and honestly, with no misleading claims. The 2020 Roosevelt Dime continues the long-running design that started back in 1946. On the obverse, you see the left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, along with Liberty, In God We Trust, the 2020 date, and the mint mark. Flip the coin over, and the reverse displays the classic symbols: a torch representing liberty, an olive branch symbolizing peace, and an oak branch showing strength. Millions of these coins exist, and most look exactly like the one you see every day. But not all coins leave the mint the same way. To understand how any coin from this year reaches the $93,000 mark, we need to break down the rare scenarios that create such value. These high figures only appear when a coin falls into one of three categories: a dramatic and extremely rare mint error, a unique experimental or pattern strike, or a perfect, population-leading coin certified by professional graders. In all three cases, documentation and authenticity are mandatory. Nothing is assumed. Let's start with dramatic mint errors. Errors happen during production, but only a tiny fraction are valuable. Most errors are simple die chips or light misalignments worth little. But when a coin has a major off-center strike, a double strike with two full impressions, a broad strike without a collar, or a wrong plancher error where the dime is struck on metal intended for another denomination, that's when values begin climbing. If such an error on a 2020 dime is verified by PCGS or NGC, and especially if it is a one-of-a-kind example, collectors can push the price into extreme ranges like $93,000. Next comes experimental or pattern strikes. These are incredibly rare coins produced inside the mint during testing. They might be struck in unusual metals or feature pre-release designs not intended for circulation. Almost none of these pieces escape official control, which is exactly why documented pattern coins are so valuable. If a 2020 pattern dime ever surfaced with proper verification, it could easily reach high auction numbers because collectors value uniqueness above all else. The third scenario involves perfect grade coins. Modern coins may look flawless, but achieving a certified MS70 or PR70 grade is very difficult. A single contact mark or tiny imperfection prevents perfection. That's why perfect coins with outstanding luster and strike quality can become highly desirable when they stand as the finest known. If a 2020 dime were graded at the top of its class and confirmed as the highest-ranking piece in existence, serious collectors could bid aggressively, pushing prices into the five-figure range, including the $93,000 level. Now let's be fully transparent. The vast majority of 2020 Roosevelt dimes are common. Even uncirculated examples typically sell for modest premiums. The $93,000 value applies only to the most extraordinary and authenticated circumstances, not to everyday dimes. The purpose of mentioning this extreme number is to show what is possible at the very top of the market, not to suggest that the average coin will reach anywhere close to it. To determine whether a coin truly deserves such value, experts rely on two major pillars: third-party grading and auction confirmation. Leading grading companies like PCGS, NGC, and ANACS examine coins under strict microscopes, verify authenticity, and assign grades or error descriptions. High-value coins are always certified. Then, auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections provide public sale records. When a coin sells for a large figure, The price is backed by photos, descriptions, and a public record. This is how collectors and investors stay safe and avoid exaggerated claims. If you believe you have a special 2020 dime, here's how to check it responsibly. First, look closely for major errors. Not small marks or scratches, but clear and dramatic differences. Use strong light or a magnifier. Next, compare your coin to verified examples online from trusted numismatic sources. Never clean the coin, because cleaning destroys value instantly. Photograph both sides clearly. If the coin still looks unusual, consider sending it to a grading service. And finally, research auction records to see whether similar coins have ever sold. Part of what makes the Roosevelt Dime fascinating is its symbolism and history. Roosevelt's association with the March of Dimes campaign made the design meaningful from the beginning, and the 2020 issue was produced during a globally historic year, adding background context for future collectors. While this doesn't automatically increase value, it does give the coin a stronger narrative for long-term interest. Collectors also know that the value of modern coins is often driven by competition. When two or more determined bidders chase a finest known example or a unique error, prices can rise quickly. This competitive dynamic is often what pushes coins into unexpected value ranges. So when you hear of a modern coin reaching $20,000, $50,000, or even $93,000, it's usually because a few serious collectors wanted that one rare example more than anyone else. Before we close, let's emphasize something every viewer needs to understand. A raw coin, even one that looks special, is not automatically worth thousands. Authentication is what transforms an interesting coin into a valuable one. That is why experts and grading companies play such an important role in the hobby. Without them, prices would be based on guesses, not evidence. So here's your honest takeaway. A 2020 Roosevelt Dime can reach valuations up to $93,000, but only in exceptional, fully authenticated cases involving spectacular mint errors, unique pattern strikes, or perfect population-leading grades. These are rare exceptions, not typical outcomes. Most coins from this year remain common and worth face value. But the excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility, the small chance that one coin out of millions carries a story unlike any other. Thank you for watching Coin Explorer, the channel where everyday coins reveal extraordinary stories. If you found something unusual in your change, share it in the comments. And remember, treasure isn't always ancient. Sometimes it's as small as a dime.